But not that they do not know, not that they do not know the answers, but they know it, but may not be in the manner that Brahmarshi Bipalada would be able to say it. Therefore, they went to the Bipalada Maharshi, and they are also Dharmanishtaha, Brahmanishtaha, Brahmanveshinaha, Brahmaparaha, and all that devotion, spirituality par excellence was there in all of them. So we have gone through two sections. One is the first question was why Prajapati is simply keeping on filling the land with people. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಜನರನ್ನು ತುಂಬಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದೇವ. So why he is doing that? And the second, and then the answer starting was that the creator, Prajapati, is fond of people. So he goes on filling up the land with people and all people. Therefore, Prajakamaha vai Prajapati. So ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಷ್ಟೋ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇಷ್ಟವೋ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ look, this Prajapati wants people. Therefore, Prajaha, Sarvatra no Prajaha. And that's why the reasons were given. And second question was, okay, put by another Rishi, okay, you are filling the land with the people, then why at all among people there is a division, Devaha, Manushyaha, and among these two categories, we also want to note down who are Varishthas, who are best among gods, who are best among men, and that I want to note down. So for that, he answers to that because when in the second chapter we have noted down, then Paramatma, I mean, Brahmadeva gives you water on the land, all people become very happy, and because why they are happy, they are getting food from the earth. So Annam is the one which everybody desires. See, Anandarupas why? Kamaya annam bhavishyati iti. So ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋರಿಕೆಗಳು ತೀರಿಸಿ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಭೂದೇವಿಯಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಊಟ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. We are getting the food from that. Then ultimately he says, Pranasya idam vase sarvam tridive yatu pratishthitam. So mateva putran rakshasva. So the prana is important. As much life and happiness and prosperity is there in the heaven, so much also could be had upon the land. ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಆನಂದ ಇರುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಅನ್ನದ ಪ್ರಭಾವದಿಂದ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ದೇ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಣಂ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಣಸ್ಯ ವಸೇ ವಸಿಷ್ಠತೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಣದ ವಶದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಂ. ದೆನ್ next question is interesting that they say then they make prana as a devata and ask that Purusha Prajapati ಏನಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾತೇವ ಪುತ್ರಾನ್. Hello, if you are free, please join the Prashnopanishad class. It is your subject. And the link is in the WhatsApp Veda Adhyayana Kendra. ಸೊ ಮಾತೇವ ಪುತ್ರಾನ್ ರಕ್ಷಸ್ವ, ಬರೀ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಕೊಡೋದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾಟ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಟು ಗಿವ್ ವೆಲ್ತ್ and intelligence in us, because mere money will not satisfy anybody, but there should be also intelligence. How to use the money also is important. That's why people go to financiers. If they have a lot of income, they don't know how to spend that income use fruitfully for a long time. Therefore, they take consultation. There are so many openings to save what wealth you get, what health, and also even health also is important. If health is lost, then we have the doctors and hospitals and medicines and all that. Therefore, it's a prayer that you take care of the people on the land, like mother who takes care of the child in all aspects. So that with that second question is over. Now in the Tritiya Prashna, the third question of this Upanishad is again asked by the Ashvalayana Maharshi. The Ashvalayana Maharshi will come and ask one beautiful question. What is that? The question is Bhagavan, third chapter, Kutaha esha pranaha jayate kathamayati asmin sarire atmanam va pravivijya katham pratishtati kena utkamate katham bahyam abhidatte katham adhyatmam niti. It's a beautiful question. So look at the questions. Number one, why at all the pranavayu or pranam, the wind is being created? Second question is why and how that pranam enters into the body. The second question. Third question is so how that pranam inside the body divides itself into two manners. And one is inside air or inside lifestyle and outside bahihi. So please explain. So bahi adhyatma and and also bahya adhyatma and antaha adhyatma. So what is this atma and all that? So these are all very fascinating questions. Then the answer is given by Paipalad Maharshi saying that Atmana esha prano jayate. Aya, your own Atma is responsible to give life. That's so Atmanaha prano jayate. So from Atma, which is permanent. Sarira is not permanent, but Atma is permanent. So in that permanent Atma, the prana, so it is there. Next one, from the Sarira only, the manas is produced. From Atma only, the mind is produced. And again, how is that? That mind is the controller of any and everything of the life. Just like in third, because I have done all this up to six mantras, so I am just trying to summarize. So in the fourth mantra, see, he give the Rishi Maharshi Pippalada gives the example of a sovereign or emperor. So what the emperor, the ruler, he will try to have number of divisions or portfolios for the convenience of the administration. Something like any prime minister or a president has got portfolios, home department to finance, to education, etc., defense. There are so many portfolios. And according to the eligibility and confidence, that is being given. Similarly, here also, the Atma is trying to bestow these things. So first of all, you will accept, and all the pranam is trying to divide itself separately. One, in the fifth stanza, I mean fifth mantra, we see the payu vayu or apana vayu is there, the air pressure is there in the renal area and down. Upastha is the entire renal and nabhi down. Then in the eye, in the ear, and in the face, in the nose, all the pranas are themselves get established. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. And the samana vayu is there everywhere. So it is trying to harmonize the other pranas inside the body. So there is, and along with the samana vayu, the pranavayu also is working, and therefore ultimately we have got sapta pranaha. There are 7 pranas inside our body, 7 kinds of winds in our body. That's saptasir shanyaha. So even in Aruna Prashna and elsewhere, we have got that the number of pranas are 7. What is that? So annam samam bhavati. What all the 7 pranas inside the body are being the annam that is being taken into the body is being harmoniously distributed by the sapta pranas, and see that there is energy, strength, and all that in every bit of the body. Adre, here the Atma does not stop with just Manasa, but it has also got given rise for the Nadis. Nadi are the nerves. And there, how many nerves are there in our body? And I don't know. But anyway, there are muscles, there are nerves, but the nervous strength is very important to the body. And therefore, nervous weakness or nerve pain is impossible. Because that's why we have all the neurologists who would like to have, in fact, asked our friends, neurologists, to give just an idea about the functioning of the neuro or the importance of the nerves in our body. And everywhere the nerve is important, and they also help for the blood and circulation and all those things. So that's why you said that sapta Atma. And here the Rishi Paipalada is going to tell us there are ekadasha shatam nadinam. So there are ekadasha shatam 1100 nadis are there in the body, and again they get more. Tasam shata shatam ekaikasya dvasaptati dva द्वासप्ततिः प्रतिशाखा नाडीम् सहस्राणि भवन्त्यासु व्यानश्चरति. So there are hundreds of nadis inside the body, nerves or nadis inside the body, and in all the body, in all the nerves of our body, in all nadis of the body, there is that Vyana Vayu which is constantly spreading or working through that. ಸೊ ವಾಯು ಸಂಚಾರ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೊರಗನೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕೂಡ ವಾಯು ಸಂಚಾರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ವಾಯು ಸಂಚಾರ ಈಸ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಪಂಟ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಸೇ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ connected to the food only. My friend who is a botanist told me, what is gas? He just gave a simple definition. So the food that we take, if we have got a food specialist, the food we take turns into 3 divisions. Okay, one is food turns into sugars, salts, and what cannot be digested, that would turn into a gas. So normally digestion power must be quite good, that it is digested and food is taken, digested, assimilated, and circulated harmoniously the entire body. Whereafter you don't remember anything about your body, either outside or inside, and you will be very busy in doing your activity. Beautiful. Look at this. Paipalad Maharshi, such a good scientist. He says that among the nadis, primarily there will be 1100 nadis, and they again divide, and they again are there dvisaptati dvisatam. So dvisaptati is 72 nadis are there in the body, and they are all taking pratishakha nadi sahasrani. In every division of the 72, we have number of nadis So in all these nadis or nerves inside the body, there is the Vyana Vayu going on. We have five winds: Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, and Samana. I have already informed Prana Vayu in the nose, Apana in the renal area down, Vyana Vayu at the Nabhi, and Udana at the chest, and Samana at the throat. But the Pranavayu is there together, pushing all these other four pranas, and more so, it will be there at the Kantha time, Samana Vayu, and therefore the Vayus are very important for the activity, the Chaitanya Swarupam. So we have Chaitanyam normal only because of the Pranavayu getting into that. Pranavayu does not mean. And moreover, when the body goes to rest, die, then though prana gets out, pranavayu immediately gets out from the body, but the other four vayus take time. And ultimately, the pranavayu joins the samanavayu, kantham, and with it goes, then only it becomes eligible, the body becomes eligible to either get buried or burnt. So disposal of the dead is an interesting question or interesting subject in our Vedic studies, which goes by the name of the eschatology. That is life after death. So when as long as the body is there, we have our biodata, we have our CV, we have our contacts, we have this, and that, and so on. But suddenly the body goes away. I mean, the pranam gets out, then everything as it is gets stopped up. So that's why ಈ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ 7 ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಥ ಅಥ ಏಕಯೋ ಊರ್ಧ್ವ ಉದಾನಃ ಪುಣ್ಯೇನ ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ಲೋಕಂ ನಯತಿ ಪಾಪೇನ ಪಾಪಂ ಉಭಾಭ್ಯಾಮೇವ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಲೋಕೆ ಲೋಕಂ. ಸೊ ನೌ ದಿ ಲೋಕಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್. ಊರ್ಧ್ವ ಲೋಕ, ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಲೋಕ ಆರ್ ಅಧೋಲೇಕ. So urdhvam adha. That's why we always make a prayer to Lord Rudra. Om urdhvaya namaha, urdhvalingaya namaha. So while doing Digdevata Namaskara, we say Om urdhvaya dise yascha devata etasyam prativasanti yetabhyascha namo namaha. Next, when we make also Om Adharaya Dise Yascha Devataha Etasyam Prativasanti. So top aliro devatagalge un namaskara, salute when you do Sandhya Vandanam. And down andre Bhuloka plus lokas below that. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ದೇವತೆಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪಾತಾಳ ಲೋಕ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ದೇವತೆಗಳೇ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವಾಂತರ ದಿಸೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಂತರ ದಿಸೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ ರೌಂಡ್ 360 degrees. So we don't know the loka divisions. We know only divisions in a city. We have Rajajinagar, we have Jayanagar, we have so many. Actually, when Bangalore was in 18s and 19s, so avaga long years back, there were only two divisions of Bangalore. One used to be Dandu, other was this city and Dandu Aste. So our address, my great-grandfather's address was, his name was Kalyam Lakshmi Narasimha Sarma, Bengaluru Dandu. That was the only address for the postal people to make that letter reach my great-grandfather and all. So I have preserved that letter. I could see, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸು. ಹೆಸರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ದಂಡು ಅಂದರೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ, ವೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ to some of my friends in Pune, that professor told, what? So big it is. How to remember this address? So like that, now you have a phone number, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ 10 ಆಯಿತು, 4 ಆಯಿತು, 4 8 ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗಿತ್ತು. So like that, here this particular ಲೋಕಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಲೋಕಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ ಉದಾನಃ ಪುಣ್ಯೇನ ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ಲೋಕಂ ನಯತಿ ಪಾಪೇನ ಪಾಪಂ Ubhabhyameva manushya loke. So this prana, apana, vyana, udana. See, udana vayu, which is in the chest area, and vyana at the navel, and apana at the renal area, and samana at the kantha. I mean, so ಈ ರೀತಿಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪಂಚಪ್ರಾಣಗಳು ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಲ್. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಪಂಚಕೋಶ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಪಂಚಪ್ರಾಣಗಳ ರೋಲ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಈ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ವಾಯು ಸಂಚಾರ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ. But in order to help the Vayu Sanchara inside, it is always recommended to have the Vayu Sanchara outside the atmosphere, outside in the atmosphere. Therefore, people always say that the morning walk is very essential. You can walk in the morning and in the evening, not in the afternoon. Afternoon you walk, but it has a different thing. But morning walk is essential. Prataha Vayu Sanchara and Sayam Vayu Sanchara is very important for the health maintenance of the health and other conditions maintaining in the body. Therefore, the Udana Vayu ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಪುಣ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, because of the punya effect, the Udana Vayu will take that punyam and take that person up the higher lokas, ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಲೋಕ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. Or if you are a papin, or if you are a papiya, then that vayu will take to the down the way. But Budana vayu will be functioning when the man is living upon the earth. That's why punya pape dveyeva gachantam anagachanti, and lokam cha punya papanam. Loka ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ, and Trigunyodbhavamatra lokataritam nanarasam sevate is Kalidasa. So lokam cha punya papanam is Aruna Prashna. So ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಲೋಕಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, there is a loka ಅಂದರೆ look, light, purchase. So outlook, whatever you call in English, outlook. That is, you are able to get so much of knowledge from lokas. That's why ಲೋಕವಾರ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಲೌಕಿಕಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ. ಸೊ ಲೌಕಿಕ ಈಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಮುಂಡೇನ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಾರಮಾರ್ಥಿಕ, ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ, ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುಯಾಲಿಟಿ, ಮೈಂಡ್, ಬಾಡಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್. But all people are completely engaged in mind, body, spirit aspect. That's why they are not able to lift this head up and look at the sky. Looking at the sky, people will understand there is no need to be proud of yourself. There is no need to pat your back because of your distinctions or achievements. Looking at the God, looking at the sky, looking at all these expansive things. Therefore, Dvasaptati, Dvisaptatihi. That is Dvisaptati, Dvasaptati. That is 72 nadis. That's why we got 72. Even in music also, we got Melakarta, Suadu, ide ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So the 72 number is a very common number which has its role in all places. Actually, numerology also, 9 is very important. That's why Navaratri celebration. Ashtaratri nobody do it. And Ashtami Chandra is important for Amavaru, but Navaratri, 9 nights, the penultimate night for the Ayudha Puja. As we see, Devi Navaratri, Vasanta Navaratri. Now, from Ashada 1 to 9th, we are having the Varahi Navaratri. ಈ ವಾರಾಹಿ ನವರಾತ್ರಿಗಳು ಒಂದೊಂದು ದಿವಸ ಒಂದೊಂದು ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮ್ಮವಾರು ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ಆಯಾ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ವಾರಾಹಿ ದೇವಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಬಿಡ್. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ there are, that's why we have got that Varahi names by just, and moreover at one place it is given there are 12 names to the Varahi Devata, and ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಆ ವಾರಾಹಿ ದೇವತ 100 names ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರೋದು. So it will be helpful for us. So anyway, number 9. So all these things are there. And Pratishakha Nadi Sahasrani. So imagine out of 72, for every one there is a Sahasrani Bhavanti. That means the number of nadis visible and are working inside our body. That's why the body is an ocean, and it is very difficult to get good diagnosis. Actually, to diagnose what is wrong in our body itself is a big challenge for all doctors. That's why, we have somebody that we have the announcement that a very devoted member and student of our Veda Adhyayana Kendra, Syama, and she was attending very number of Hunar Lahari Havanam with Prasadam for the Naivedyam and all that she used to bring. She used to present, and so we have announced that Gajarana Bhatt has put in our WhatsApp for to attend to our Vaikuntha Samaradhana time 21st June. And that Syama, we remember, and she was highly dedicated to our Kendra and doing a lot of things. I met her mother also, who was 100 years old. So we all pray that Punya Loka Prapti Rastu to that deceased, and she just died as a Muttaida. ತುಂಬ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಇದೆಯೋ ಆ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಈ ಉದಾನ ವಾಯು ಆಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಾವ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಇದೆಯೋ ಪಾಪ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಪಾಪ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಭೂಲೋಕ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ. ಪುಣ್ಯಂ ಚ ಪಾಪಂ ಚ ದ್ವೇ ಕೃತ್ವಾ. So punya people do it, papam people do it. That is why we have got three gunas: sattva, raja, and tamoguna. Many people have got raja and tamogunas rampant in their personality and behavior. Therefore, ಇಲ್ಲಿ Paiparada Maharshi is telling, Ayya, you have to take care of the Udana Vayu that will go to upwards. Punyena punyam lokam nayate, papena papam punyam nayate, buhabhyam manushaloke. And now he comes to define the pranam. What is the bahiprana and what is antaprana? What is adhyatma and atma? See, atma is general. It will always looking outside the body. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಣ್ಣು, ಕಿವಿ, ಮೂಗು, ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಪಂಚೇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳು, ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಯು, ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಯೋಗ. ಸೊ ಯೋಗದಿಂದಲೇ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಇನ್ವರ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಡೂ Saitali, pranayama, so many pranayamas are there. So Kapalabhati, idu ನಮ್ಮ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. There are so many yoga masters. But one advantage is that some yoga masters, they themselves do it along with the participants and demonstrate. And some people also just go around, invigilate and guide those people who are doing wrong. But anyway, there are different kinds of yoga masters, but they all want their the participants to be really achieving. And sometimes there are some yoga masters who want the people to go inward. So there, into Veda Adhyayana Kendra, there came a lady from Bihar. She said she's a yoga master. And she said, I will accept only one student, sir, for some time. And unless he is perfect to some extent, I will not accept second student. That kind of yoga masters are also there. And group ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಯೋಗ ಬೇರೆ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಯೋಗ ಬೇರೆ, and ಈ ತರಹ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಗುರುಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಕಲಿಯೋದು ಬೇರೆ. ಎನಿವೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಆಲ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈ ಸಮಾನ ವಾಯು, ಉದಾನ ವಾಯು, both are important in our this. So that's why even Ayurveda also, we have got the Vayu Prakopa. They also considered about there are three doshas, they call it. So among three doshas, the Vayu is important. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Sunday, we have got a beautiful talk on this bacteria, both in animals and humans, how it will affect the diseases and all that. I got hold of, I happened to meet a top professor who has done a great research in university, and I requested him to talk about. So he agreed to talk about the diseases because of the bacteria, both in human and animals, and also added two more doctors to comment or to add to some points that another doctor who has done PhD in the infectious diseases and was the director of some hospital in Atlanta, and also another doctor. Also I requested Dr. our friend, member, student of our Kendra, Karthik, also to join. So all these doctors, because their work is only to talk about the bacteria, good bacteria, bad bacteria. So that's why I don't want to talk on bacteria now. So like that, this Udana and the Samana, Prana and Udana Vayus have got that kind of function of our body to take our body up. Otherwise, the disposal of the dead. I told you, disposal of the dead. So when you dispose the body, and what happens afterwards is people just turn to Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, and Garuda Purana, and some such texts they go to get knowledge. But actually, ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಅಪಾನ ವ್ಯಾನ ಉದಾನ ವಾಯುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ there was one Gujarati scholar, my colleague in Pune long back. She has taken PhD from Pune University, working on the eschatology or life after death from Upanishads, because Upanishads are the place where you get plenitude of knowledge regarding the body functioning, and also Adhyatma, body, and also Brahma, about also Brahma. So all about the spiritual strength and spiritual knowledge you find in the Upanishads. Garbhopanishad, just now, in the even Anugita also, even in the Aitareya Upanishad, how the Prana Sanchara or Vayu Sanchara takes place. So, illi, I don't want to go on Prana Sanchara. We'll have separate lecture next month on Prana Vidya, Pranopanishad. So, there's also another lady from Utkal University, got PhD in Pranavidya and Pranopanishad, she has PhD, and she has done a lot of work. In fact, her articles are also there in our Veda Ganga volumes, past volumes. And she came and also spoke on Pranavidya sometime long years back. Anyway, so this prana is a vayu is a very important thing. So prana vayu is important. In fact, we have also a prarthana in Bhagavad Gita that yo anta pravisya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayati akhila sektidhara swadhamnam ಪ್ರಾಣಾನ್ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ಪುರುಷಾಯ ತುಭ್ಯಂ. ಸೊ ವಿಷ್ಣುಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರೇನೆಂದರೆ, ಈ ಆಷಾಢ ಮಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಜಗನ್ನಾಥ. So you must have seen 27th, tomorrow, I think so, is the Jagannatha Ratham in Bhubaneswar, all people. So they prepare three chariots for Subhadra Devi, Krishna and Balarama, and it is they don't keep the chariot once done. Every year fresh carpenters will come and prepare. I have seen the carpenters working, preparing that way sometime long when I went to the Bhubaneswar. Anyway, here Puri, Jagannath, Puri and all. So here we see that Prithivya Apanam no, I will come to Adityo Havai Bahya Prana 3:8 Udayati Eshaha Enam Chakshusham Pranam Anugrunhanaha Prithivya Ya Devataha Saisha Purushasya Apanam Avastabhya Antaro Yadakashaha Sasamanaha Vayuhu Vyanaha Tejo Hava Udanaha Tasmad Upashanta Tejaha Punaha Bhavati Bhavami iti Indriyam. ಮನಸಿ ಸಂಪದ್ಯಮಾನೇ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ. ಈ ವಾಯು ಸಂಚಾರ ಎಷ್ಟು ವಿಧವಾಗಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತ. ಸಿ ಬಹಿಪ್ರಾಣ ಈ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ ಬಹಿಪ್ರಾಣ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಬಹಿಪ್ರಾಣ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಐ. That's why in Aruna Prashna, Prananadayo Udeti Sarvesham Bhutanam Prananadayo Udeti Sarvesham Bhutanam Prananadayo Astam Jyoti. Anta, there is a beautiful attribution given to Surya Bhagavan. ಈ ಜೂನ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಲ್ಲಿ 17 mantras from Saura Suktam, which are addressed to Surya Bhagavan directly, or that article is there. So you can open the VNS June issue and be benefited with the Valli Kalyanam and Sundaravalli Kalyanam, and also this and other articles, and also Raudrikaranam. So in future, I think you should be very cautious to open our Vedana Sarit and try to pick up some useful spiritual knowledge also. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ ಏಷಃ ಚಕ್ಷುಷೇ ಪ್ರಾಣಂ ಅನುಗೃಹಾತಿ. So eye pressure is important. If eye pressure is too much and bad, people have the lose their sight. So that what they call lacuna, what is that called? I forgot. So they lose sight and they cannot, their vision will be affected, and therefore some doctors here prescribe something to be put into the eye every day. I am putting it to maintain the eye pressure. Eye pressure is good. What is eye pressure? Surya Bhagavan. So our Surya Bhagavan is one who stays in the eye as a Vayu and makes our retina, our eye function all right, and always keeps up 6/6. Illa andre doctor hatra hodre he will give lenses to make it 6/6. So ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ Surya is the guardian of our Bahipranam. And again, next one is Prithiviyam ya devataha saisha purushasya apanam avastabhya. So ಈ ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ however number of gods are there, all of them are there in our Guda or in the Apanavayu and or in the renal area. So it is not one God who is like that, but there are so many gods protecting our Apanam. That's why we are able to live 100 years or even more. In fact, unfortunately, when I spoke to the father, the husband of Syama, who is a military retired captain officer, and he told me she had some other small problem, gas problem and all that, but they could not diagnose. But just 2-3 days before, when they went to one cancer hospital, cancer doctor said, no, it's a pancreas cancer, advanced more than 70%. So I cannot do anything. It is really, so after 2 or 3 days, she died. So, and moreover, these are all the asymptomatic diseases. We have symptomatic diseases, asymptomatic diseases, but asymptomatic diseases like blood pressure, the cancer, or tuberculosis, etc., they are all called vishajwaras. They will just take away the body. Adukoskarave, but now and then people have got to go to checkups, and that's important to us. In India, people don't do it. Yeah, but here in America and other countries, they have regular checks up with the doctors. Whether or not they are ill or otherwise, they go to doctor and get checked. So anyway, it's important. When I talked to one doctor in Missouri, who is a good friend, I said, he just asked me, how are you, sir? Then I said, oh, I'm fine, soldier, like. Then he said, no, you should be checking what changes are taking place in our body as the aging goes up. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅದೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಏನೇನೋ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಓಷನ್. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸುನಾಮಿ ಬರುತ್ತೋ, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ, ಮುಳುಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಿ ಅರ್ತ್, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಡೌನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿವೇರ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುವ ದೇವತೆಗಳು, ದೇ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪಾನಂ. Then antarayada akasha sasamano vayu, and then whatever is the mid-air, Antaralam, that is between earth and heaven. ಈ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಅಂತರಾಳ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್. ಈ ಸ್ಪೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ವಾಯು ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಾಯು ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ಆಕಾಶ ಸಮಾನ ವಾಯು. ಈ ಸಮಾನ ವಾಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಸಂಚಾರ when we are walking and all. That's why when samana vayu is not well, people fall down. Suddenly they fall down. They get fractures. They may not even no fracture also, they will just die also. So that's why whenever we are walking in the mid-air or in antaralam, perpendicular to the ground, 90 feet, I mean 90 degrees up, then people always say, ಸುಸೂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಪ್ಪ, ಜಾಗರೂಕವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗು, ಜೋಪಾನವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗು ಅಂತ ಏನೋ elders in the house give you caution, because anything, if you fall, you will be falling from 5 feet height. We don't know, because people are 5 feet, 4 feet, 6 feet. A small child of less than 1 feet falls down, nothing happens to the child. Immediately she gets up and laughs. But we are all grown up. So grown up people, 5 feet to 6 feet ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. They have to be careful, because that's why we have got a prayer. ಭೂಮೌ ಸ್ಖಲಿತ ಪಾದಾನಾಂ ಭೂಮಿರೇವಾವಲಂಬನಂ ತ್ರೈಜಾತಾಪರಾಧಾನಾಂ ತ್ವಮೇವ ಶರಣಂ ಶಿವೇ ಸ್ವಾಹ. ದಿನ ವಾಸನ ಹಾಕ್ತಾನೆ ಆಹುತಿ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಲಹರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಭೂಮೌ ಸ್ಖಲಿತ ಪಾದಾನಾಂ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, ವಿ ಫಾಲ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಭೂಮೌ ಸ್ಖಲಿತ ಪಾದಾನಾಂ ಭೂಮಿರೇವಾವಲಂಬನಂ. And why do you fall? Because of the reason dosha in the three gunas. Traijata aparadhanam. Whatever aparadhas we have done in respect of the three gunas, sattva, raja and tamo gunas, then aparadhas. For that, who is Saranam? Tvameva Saranam Sive. Amma Lalita Parameswari, Adishakti Swarupini, Shivashakti Swarupini, you are the only one to protect us. So like that, extensions of thoughts are there. Then when you come to Vyana Vayu, it will be light, and that will be Tejaha. And Udanaha Tasmad Upashanta Tejaha Punaha Bhavam Indriyam Anasi Sampadyamanaha. So all these 5 Indriyas are there in our mind. All the regulation of the Panchavayus are in our mind. So Manayeva Karanam Bandhamokshayoho. Manasicha Paritushte. I'm just repeating the Sanskrit statements because you're all Sanskrit students too. So Manasicha Paritushte ko arthavan ko daridraha. If your mind is contented, trupti. There is no daridrata, there is no punyatvam, there is no papatvam. That's why in Durga Saptasati, you are going to make a prayer to her in our classes. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Trupti Rupena Samsthita Tushti Rupena Samsthita Namastasyai Namo Namaha. So Trupti, Tushti, these are Amavaru's in charge. So Adanda, what is that Trupti is again all these Panchavayus and all the Panchendriyas, Panchavayus, whatever monitors or governors are there for our lifespan or life movements or Chaitanya Shakti is all Manasi Sampadyamanaihi. So what is mind? Psychologists may read so many about mind, or we may be able to note down what is our mind by ourselves. So the dream is the language of the mind. Dr. Ghare was telling to us sometime. Now he has become silent. I don't know about Dr. Ghare, who is scientist in the professor in the IISc long time back, and is a retired. And he was telling, sir, please maintain dream diary. Whatever dreams that you get, which you remember, after coming to Jagrata Avastha, you just, so after writing down for some time your dreams in a diary, and if you show it to a psychologist or anybody, you will know the behavior of your mind, and what kind of personality you subsist. So I was maintaining dream diary also. Even today, I remember some of that. But hundreds of dreams will come, because the moment the Jagrata Avastha is over, you get to enter into dream. And only when we cross the roads of the boundaries of the Swapna Avastha, we get into Sushupti. And in Sushupti, that is only 90 minutes. Generally, it is said your dream, your real sleep, when you are on the bed for 8 hours, you can only be really not knowing anything, not having a dream, not aware of your body for 90 minutes, 1.5 hour. So that is the best time which rishis use it, and beyond other time they will get up. For 3 o'clock they get up and go to Ganga river for bath after 3:30, because at that time Ganga water or river water will be quite warm. It will not be cold as much. When you once when Surya Udaya happens and becomes little stronger, Surya Bhagavan, then the water turns very cold. Oh, it's too cold. You say that I can't take bath in this water. But when you go early hours of morning, Prabhate Gachati Jet, right in the morning, Ushakalanlo velte appudu. In fact, when Shankara was going for a bath in Ganga, early morning, the Ushakala, he found an old man repeating by hearting the grammar rules. Therefore, Bhajagovinda Stotram comes to us. So anyway, so manasi sampadyamanaihi. So Indriya and also the Panchavayus are all, everything is deposited in our mind. That's why Paramatma has kept two things in our body, his own. Mayarpita manobuddhi in Bhagavad Gita. Mayarpita manobuddhi. Yogi Bhava Arjuna. Mayarpita manobuddhi. Yuddham kuru. Mayarpita. And again he says that karmasu kausalam yoga. And like that he went on telling us definitions. Number of definitions are there. Not one definition for yoga. And ultimately, whatever kind of yogas that you take into for purpose, now our Gopal sir is doing Kundalini yoga, trying to wake up Amavaru right from Mooladhara and slowly chakras one by one. So he started telling that you concentrate on a yellow triangle and yellow color, and that is the Mooladharam. From yellow, ultimately it goes to Sahasrara. So he will be able to explain to you about Kundalini. In fact, we have got a wonderful article on Kundalini Yoga also, printed in a Veda Ganga volume. And it is not only a self-decoration. We are having the Veda Ganga. Please open the chapters or open the pages, and 1 year time is given on or before. So there is a beautiful idea on the Sundarani Yoga. So that if you read, you will just got to know the stages of that. Anyway, next I am reading 3:10, 10th one. Yachittaha tena esha pranam ayati. Pranaha tejasa yuktaha sahatmana tatha sankalpitam lokam nayati. So sankalpitam lokam nayati. How are you going to Swargalokam? How are you going to Vishnu Lokam? How are you going to Vaikuntham? How are you going to Agni Lokam? Every god that stay in the heaven have got has got his own lokam. So ಈ ಆ ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಆಯಾ ಲೋಕಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಸೂರ್ಯಮಂಡಲ ಈಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್, ಬಿಗ್ ಡ್ರೈನ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಆ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ದಿಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನರಕಗಳಿದೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟು ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್. Why are you making prayer namaskara to Surya Bhagavan? For personal advantage. Leave alone advantage others. For your own personal upliftment, personal life management, personal health. Ujjantam bhaskaram drishtva namaskuryat sudhihi. So the moment you look at the sun rising, don't neglect sun. Namaskuryat Suryaya Namah. Anta Suryaniಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಪ್ರಿಯೋ ಸೂರ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಸೂರ್ಯಲೋಕ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತಂದರೆ ದಕ್ಷಿಣಸ್ಯಾಂ ದಿಶಿ ದಕ್ಷಿಣಸ್ಯಾಂ ದಿಶಿ ವಿಷಾದೀ ನರಕಃ ತಸ್ಮಾನ್ನ ಪರಿಪಾಹಿ. ಪೂರ್ವಸ್ಯಾಂ ದಿಶಿ ವಿಷಾದೀ ನರಕಃ ತಸ್ಮಾನ್ನ ಪರಿಪಾಹಿ ಅಂತ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಬೈಪಾಸ್. ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಬೈಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟಚ್ ದಿ ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ನರಕಲೋಕಂ. Because Naraka is a place of punishment, apart from all other things, and straight you will be landing into place of punishment and all that. So that's a different question and answer. So here, ನೋಡಿದ್ರ ಈ ಈ ತೇಜೋ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕೊನೆ ಉದಾನವಾಯು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮನಸ್ಸಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಯಚ್ಚಿತ್ತಂ ತೇನ ಏಷ ಪ್ರಾಣವಾಯಾತಿ. ಚಿತ್ತಂ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿರೋ ದಿ ಬಾಟಮ್ ಲೇಯರ್. Our mind has got different layers. So the deepest layer of our mind is called Chittam. That's why Ammavar named Chittihi Tatpadalakshyartha Chidekarasarupini Chinmayi Paramananda Prajnanagara Rupini. Like that you see the namas. And ಚಿದಗ್ನಿಕುಂಡ ಸಂಭೂತ ದೇವಕಾರ್ಯ ಸಮುಜ್ಜತ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚಿತ್ತ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಮದುವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹುಡುಗನ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀಯಾ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ದಟ್ ಡೆಸಿಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ನಾಟ್ ಟಿಪ್ ಟಂಗ್ ಟಾಕ್. ದಟ್ ಡೆಸಿಷನ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ until both become jara and die, their tie is that. That's what we call it as a vivaha bandham. So that's a guardian knot. So vivaha means visheshena vahati karma is vivaham. Our karma prakara vahati andre we carry so many things along with us, but that which you carry until the last breath of life is called vivaha. That's why the Ashirvada Gadyam in Vivaham 10 are there, will tell you what is that Vivaham, and that is interesting. I also wrote an article on Ashirvada Gadyam at Vivaham, making the bride and bridegroom sit, and presented a paper also in Mysore, Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji Ashram, when there was a seminar for 3 days on Vivaham, on marriage. And that gentleman who organized got a PhD in working on the Vivaha Samskaram from Madras University under the professor of Mysore. Anyway, this is what. So here you observe, a chittada prakara prana work ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So according as the decisive mind which you have got, the pranavayu will be also operating. After all, prana is unstable and chitta is stable. So stable ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ other things will be going on. Something like the kites. You are stable, but the kite in the sky, గాలిపటాన్ని పైకి వేసామంటే గాలి ప్రకారంగా అల్లాడుతూ ఉంటుంది. ನೀವು ఎలా ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ನು ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, you can enjoy the kites. So kite flying was also a sport for all boys. When we are all young people, we used to purchase. Now also may be available, but kite playing. And that's a wonderful sport which we used to enjoy as boys. But nowadays we don't see any boy flying the kite and playing in the grounds. Grounds illa kade flats ide, 1000 flats building ide. So anyway, so kite playing, chittam is the steady person. You handle the string in your hand, something like that. So then you will accordingly the mind. So that means the chittam prakaram, what is flying, what is exposed to air is the kite. So the kite movement depends upon the pranavayu or vayu, and you will enjoy And sometimes when there is a hole in that, it will fall down. So if the hole is got, the prana is not, vayu is, cannot maintain that, it will fall down. So a lot of science and technology is there in this, that because of it is a tejo rupam, that chittam prakaranga pranam vastundi. And prana tejasa yuktaha sahatmana tatha sankalpitam lokam nayati. అందుకోసమే అంటారు ఈ ప్రాణము చిత్తము రెండు కలిసి కడాలో వాట్ ఈజ్ యువర్ లాస్ట్ డిజైర్ అని అడుగుతారు. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ హ్యావ్ డిజైర్ అట్ ది టైమ్ ఆఫ్ డెత్ దట్ వుడ్ ఓన్లీ హ్యాపెన్. సో అంత్యకాలే వీ హ్యావ్ గాట్ దట్ స్టోరీ అట్ ద టైమ్ ఆఫ్ డెత్, if whatever you are remembering, that only will happen next. Therefore, Narayana, 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 if you say, you will go to Narayana Dutas will come and take you. And if you are telling only other things, then Yamadutas will take away our life. So these are all very interesting things. Sankalpitam lokam. Actually, we have to also fix up which loka you want to go, which place you want to go. I want to go to Swargaloka. Swargakamo yajeta ಅಂತ ಸೋಮಯಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿನಗೆ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಬೆಟರ್ ಲೋಕಂ. ಯಾಕೆ ಬೆಟರ್ ಲೋಕಮ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ, ಅದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ, ಟು ಬಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ. ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಡೂ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್ವಿಚ್ಡ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಟೂ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್. ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ whether I should be ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಸ್, ಬಯೋಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಎ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆರ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಈ ಥರ ದ್ವಂದ್ವ ಈಸ್ ಭೂಲೋಕಂ, ಬಟ್ ದ್ವಂದ್ವಾತೀತ ಈಸ್ ಪುಣ್ಯಲೋಕಂ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪುಣ್ಯಲೋಕ ಹೋದರೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪಂ. ಸತ್ಯಂ ಜ್ಞಾನಮನಂತಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅಂದರೆ Brahma is Satyam, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. So we are having a wonderful answer, appropriate answer for the questions put by that Aswalayana Maharshi, and all that you are finding in the third chapter of the Prana Upanishad of this. So Prashnopanishad, we may have a large number of questions, but these questions are really mundane and really spiritual, and the answers are helpful for monitoring our personality movements as long as our breath or life. I think I stop here. Thank you very much. Om Swasti.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahabhijyankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu मा कश्चित् दुःख भाग् भवेत्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरिः ओम तत्सतं. सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. श्री वासुदेवार्पणमस्तु. श्री वेद पुरुष आशीर्वादोस्तु. ओम श्री मातृचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु. ओम तत्सत्. हरि ओम. नमस्ते गुरु.
And for mind, body, and the flow of the pranas, annam is important. The food. Therefore,
That's so true.
the source of our health, the source of our panchendriyas, the source of the pancha pranas, and the source of life span depends upon the choice of the food that we are taking. Is it not? You're a food engineer.
Yes, exactly.
And moreover, people are fond of eating any and everywhere. Railway station, bus stand, airport, air, buses, trains. Oh God. So unfortunately, these days, that's why the bacteria has got a wonderful heyday. So we don't know where most of people prefer food from the payments. And one fellow was telling, if you like eating food from the payments in Delhi, it will be cheap for you daily life. If you go to restaurants, the cost will be different. So, but the cost after eating such kind of food in the streets will be more than the cost that you eat in a secured place. Is it not?
Exactly. The microorganism, food safety. There's so much connection now. We are studying from scientific literature that food in the microorganisms in the soil impacts the impacts the plants, that impacts the fruits or vegetables that grows, and in turn how humans assimilate it. So there's so many things that we don't know, and food forms a very important food. We also become food, right? So it's a nice
Correct.
cycle that we go back, and yeah, there's so much things to learn, and uh,
So the bacteria gets the food because of us only.
yes.
So I
So
think that what that Roshan or so Roman will talk about next Sunday. Please attend that program and then make comments, because he's talking about not only bacteria is a problem, not for man only, because even for animals, they eat raw mutton of animals, and they don't know what is the animal like, whether diseased animal or not animal or healthy animal. That animal does not know, is it not?
true. So
So,
it's
hmm. Very good, Amma. Very happy that you joined, and I'm so happy about it. Hmm. So,
thank you for organizing and enlightening us
so
with
next
such
next
thoughts.
Friday also you attend. Hmm? Try to next Friday and this Sunday. Good.
Thank you.